welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alba, and if you're not, then welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a weight loss fitness journey video, and it is my tips, my tricks on how to start your own fitness journey or how to start your own weight loss journey. So a little bit of background on myself and my weight loss journey. I lost more than 30 pounds probably in the span of 7-ish months. After that, recently I have been more in a growing stage as growing muscles, trying to get a little bit buff, trying to grow my butt, all that shenanigans. But I was recently in a big weight loss stage, and that's kind of where I'm going to be basing my tips and my tricks from. Also, I'm going to be going into a more fat loss dieting phase very soon for the summer. I'm going to be doing a whole series on that. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see that, you want to see more of these type of videos, subscribe down below. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. The first little point that I have here that I wrote down in my phone is start fresh. Clean out your fridge, clean out your pantry. You don't have to go super hard on this and get rid of like all your food. Obviously, a lot of it is probably still good, and I understand that it kind of sucks sometimes to throw things away or to like hide things. But if there's anything that you know that just 100% is like not good for you, and you kind of have a lot of it, kind of like a trigger food, then just do your best to get rid of it completely. My big trigger foods were Coke, not diet sodas, literally just sodas. I love sodas. I still do. I drink diet sodas now, but I loved just regular Coke. Like, I loved it. And cookies. Those are my trigger foods. So those are things that I like will not buy like ever now. If we do buy cookies, it is like a small pack of cookies, because if I have the whole box, chances are I'm gonna want to be eating cookies throughout the day. So anything that you know will trigger you to go back into your old habits or just into eating a bunch of junk food, get it out of your house, get it out of your pantry. That is a great way to start off fresh. My second one is kind of the obvious one, that is stop wishing and make it a goal. When you make something a wish, it doesn't sound very likable. For example, I wish I could be a billionaire, I wish I could have a Lamborghini. Those are wishes, miracle type of things. While losing weight is really just dedication, something you could totally do, or a fitness journey is something you could totally do. So you need to make it a goal and make a plan. Very simple as that. I don't want to get too repetitive about it, but just have a very simple plan. It doesn't have to be in depth, it doesn't have to be crazy. It could be something like meal prep once a week and go to the gym 3 times a week. And for example, I have here like a little, it's not even like a planner, it's more like a post-it sticky type thing. It literally just is like this, and it says like this week, and then in the back here you have notes, and here it just says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you have something like this, or literally just a piece of paper, you can write down like gym, no gym, walk 20 minutes, gym, at-home workout, whatever it is that you could get planned, get organized, get ready, and just put it out somewhere where you could see it. I recommend writing it down or putting it in your phone, and make a plan, a simple plan of how you are going to achieve your goals. And there's plenty of ways to do that. The way I did it was I counted my calories and my macros. I'll go ahead and list down a video below from Christine, Gauge Girl Training, her YouTube channel on here. I started counting my macros through an app called LifeSum, and I started going to the gym 3 times a week. That's how I started mine, but there's tons of approaches that you can find online. My third recommendation is start off with beginner things. You do not have to get crazy when it comes down to like what type of workouts you're going to be doing, what type of foods do you want to be cooking. You do not have to like go crazy. You can start off very light. When I started off going to the gym, I kind of had like gym intimidation, which is something I'll talk about right now. And I started off with body weight movements that were very, very easy to do. I'll go ahead and insert clips of a lot of body weight movements that I used to do. And I used to do cardio. How much cardio did I do? I did about 20 to 45 minutes depending like how I was feeling that day. If I didn't really want to do any like type of exercises and I just wanted to do the cardio. What type of cardio did I do? I did a lot of Stairmaster, elliptical, and I always have trouble saying this, treadmill. So I did the very basic cardio, which I recommend to do. You could do it in the beginning, you could do it in the end. If you're in a weight loss phase, it really doesn't matter too much when you want to do your cardio. If you are trying to more lose fat rather than weight, then I would say do your cardio at the very last. My next tip is avoiding intimidation or avoiding gym intimidation. I feel like when you're going into a weight loss phase or a new fitness journey lifestyle, you could be intimidated very quickly because there is so much out there. And just do your best to just breathe, relax, and start off with simple, easy steps. A good way to avoid intimidation, in my opinion, is headphones. That is a tip of mine. Just put in your headphones and put on a good playlist that you like. Make your own playlist beforehand. I did that all the time. I would like make a playlist for the gym. Put a playlist you like, put in your headphones, and just try and zone out as much as you can. Try and not look at other people. That kind of sounds weird, but I find that the more, like if I find myself looking at people, then I feel like people are looking at me. Then I feel intimidated. But if I'm just kind of like dazing off and not really paying attention to people and I'm kind of doing my own thing and focus on my own thing, then I find that like that I don't feel like other people are looking at me, if that makes sense. And really at the end of the day, usually gyms are kind of packed, and even if they're not packed, people are just in there for the same reason that you're in there. They're just trying to better themselves. They're just trying to get in a good little workout, and their main concern is themselves. At least it should be. So that's all you have to worry about. And if people are staring at you, literally who cares? Like, how is it gonna affect you in any way, shape, or form? As long as you feel confident and you feel happy in what you're doing, and even if you're not 100% confident with the moves you're doing, that's okay. That is part of life. We're all beginners at things at certain points, and there's nothing to be ashamed about. So you should never feel embarrassed about being a beginner in your journey. Like, literally everyone starts somewhere, and some people get it right away and some people don't, and that's nothing to be ashamed about. So headphones, zone out, don't think about it too much. Another one is wear things that you are comfortable in. If you're comfortable in a sports bra and short shorts, then wear a sports bra and short shorts. If you want to like have a really cute outfit and look super extra and that makes you feel good, do that. If you don't, if you want to wear sweats and a baggy t-shirt, do that. Do what makes you feel comfortable. Wear what makes you feel comfortable at the gym. My next tip, my fifth tip, is track your progress and get a good starting point. Take a photo of how you look right now, today, at night, tomorrow in the morning. Take a good before photo. Take lots of angles. If you can, measure yourself with like measuring tape, because sometimes the number on the scale could play with your mind a lot, and there is times where you will lose inches but your weight will not drop. So I would recommend take photos, take measurements, and track your weight. If you don't have a scale at home, if you go to the gym, try and weigh yourself there. If not, don't worry about it, just take photos. If you have measuring tape laying around, try and get your measurements down. Try and have it all together like in one thing. What I like to do is on my notes in my phone, I like that you could insert a photo and like insert text as well, kind of like Google Docs. It's literally in your notes. If you have an iPhone, you should be able to do it. If you have an Android, you should be able to do it too, and that's a good little way to keep progress. And I personally have like a journal where I write down like how my days have been going, and I kind of just write down how I've been feeling with my workouts, and I highly recommend that to holding yourself accountable. My sixth tip is you do not have to go hard or go home. You do not have to start off with being perfect. It's better to be consistent and good, or to just be consistent and try, than to be perfect for like a week. Believe me, if you're consistent and you're at least trying as much as you can throughout your weeks, months, rather than just having like a perfect week and then stopping, you will see more results with being consistent. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Yeah, you don't have to go hard or go home. You don't have to just eat perfect all the time. If you're trying to eat clean, if you're trying to stay underneath a calorie count, whatever it is that you're trying to go about as in diet's approach, there's lots of ways to do it. I did start out by counting my calories. That is what I did. That's how I went about it. I know people that just cut out the things that obviously have a lot of calories, are very calorically dense, like candies, Coke, sodas, lots of bread, things like that. You could go that approach to make it a little bit easier if you don't want to count. But you don't have to be absolutely perfect. Like, no one's perfect, you guys, and a fitness journey, a weight loss journey, especially if you have like 20 to 40, even more pounds to lose, it's kind of impossible to be perfect all the time. I mean, you could do it, but chances are you're going to be a lot more happy maybe, and it's going to be a lot more easier to maintain as a lifestyle if you're just consistent rather than perfect. My next tip is research. Research is so important nowadays when it comes down to fitness and weight loss, because there's so much research out there. There's so many opinions out there. There's so many approaches out there. What type of training are you trying to do? Are you trying to just do some regular cardio with some weights? Are you trying to just do weightlifting, pure powerlifting, CrossFit, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Zumba, like just walking, running? The list goes on and on and on about different types of workouts that you could do at home workouts. It just goes on, and research is like your best friend. I love Googling things. I love going on Pinterest. I love going on YouTube. That is like my number one place here, YouTube. This is a place where I came to like figure out how I wanted to go about it. So you need to take time out of your day, take time out of your life to do your research, and that will help you even solidify, I hope I'm saying that correctly, your plan even more into taking it into action. Also, apart from research, are you on a budget? Are you trying to eat healthy on a budget? If this is something up here like that you're interested in, there's a lot of YouTube videos on that. I watched a lot of videos on that, and yeah, basically everything's out there. A tip from like starting a fitness journey for being on a budget is, if you eat out a lot, this is something that I found myself doing. I figured out that I would spend more money actually eating out than buying like healthier food. So even if I did buy like the organic chicken and the organic wild caught salmon, I literally would still spend less money than in comparison to when I would eat out all the time, like fast food and junk food. So that is something I think to look at that could be very, very eye-opening and can motivate you even more into getting your journey started. My last one is something that I find optional, and the reason why I find it optional is because I didn't necessarily always have a buddy. But it is, find a buddy if you can. Find a gym buddy. Personally, I don't mind working out alone. I actually love working out alone. I prefer it. No offense to anyone I've ever worked out with. I do like working out with people, but I prefer working out alone because I could put in my headphones and literally forget about the world and just do my own thing from start to finish. But I do think that a gym buddy at the beginning of a journey can be very, very helpful, because especially like if you're doing things like weight movements or like things like Zumba, those are things that are a lot of fun to do with people. So I think it's always very motivating in the beginning or in general for different people to have a gym buddy or someone to help you out in your journey. If you don't have someone to go with you to the gym all the time, you could find support systems just by texting people, letting them know your goals, someone that you trust, that you know will be supportive back. Also, there's a lot of pages on Instagram that are like weight loss journeys that you guys could follow and like communicate back and forth with how your journey is going. And a lot of Facebook groups, whatever your social media outlet you prefer, you could find a support system like that. You don't even have to post photos of yourself if you don't want to. I know a lot of pages will just post like their meals throughout the day, their workouts, and that is a way of helping them stay accountable. So those are my tips and tricks as far as things that I personally did. I started meal prepping probably like 2 days out of the week, and I did very basic meals like steak with like veggies and rice, nothing really complicated. And I was working out 3 days a week at Planet Fitness with my friend. She taught me a lot of body weight movements, and then from there it just kept growing and growing, as far as me going to the gym and my knowledge there. You should also consider, if you could, getting a personal trainer. I recommend getting the ones within, if you're going to the gym, within the gym you're going to, usually like a 24-hour at big chains, and even little small gyms too. They offer training, and I think that could be really helpful because I think it's a little bit more affordable when it's within a gym. I could be wrong. You could also research trainers within your area and see if maybe you could afford 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions, and they usually will help you learn a lot of movements out, and they could get you good and organized. So those are my tips and my tricks for starting your fitness journey. I really hope that you guys found it somewhat helpful. And yeah, if you're new here and you like this video, you want to see more of me, go ahead and subscribe. I post a lot of beauty, fitness, and lifestyle content. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.